In your consumer news, can money really buy happiness? With stubborn inflation, uncertainty over tariffs, and a shifting stock market, many people believe more money would make them happier. I say yes, but a recent study from Smart Asset ranked 90 cities across the country, keeping personal finances in mind. It found that Plano is the happiest big city in America, but Texas doesn't show up on the list again until, get this, spot 49. That's Fort Worth. Dallas even further down at 73. So how can you achieve financial happiness? Well, joining us now is Ken Calhoun, with Open Air Advisors to explain the connection between your wallet and your happiness. Good morning, Ken.
Good morning, Adriana. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks so much for joining us. And hopefully you can answer this big question for us. What is considered financial happiness? Can it mean something different for everyone?
Absolutely. People have this idea that there's a specific definition of happiness, but it's really determined by a multitude of factors, right? For me, the way I define it for clients is that it's about being able to afford the lifestyle that you've grown accustomed to without having to worry about your ability to spend in the future. And when you don't have that certainty, that's really what causes anxiety. And with prices the way they are today, it's becoming harder and harder for individuals to kind of suss out whether they're going to be okay both today and into the future.
Absolutely, Ken. It's stressful. So tell us, is there a magic number for income where people feel good, they feel secure?
Well, the number used to be $75,000 according to Forbes. But research has found that that research is a little bit off, and the number's very, very fluid. Nowadays, according to NASDAQ, the average American believes that you need somewhere around above $100,000 in order to be financially secure and happy over the long term.
All right. I'm sure a lot of people are rolling their eyes at that because 100, that used to be considered so much, right? Okay, so you talked about the financial stress. What other obstacles stand in the way of our happiness?
Right. So there's a ton of economic pressures that we all feel, we've all experienced. You mentioned it earlier. Inflation, we've seen interest rates increase, and those are things that we really can't control. But there are some things that we can control, things like our debt, how much we spend. And when you marry your income with your spending and tie those things together and really evaluate those in a dynamic way, it gives you the opportunity to craft a path forward that can give you security and happiness.
And what other steps can people in America take to reach that, Ken?
Well, there's really three things that I would point to. The first is that you want to make sure that you control your debt, right? Whenever you're making debt payments, a portion of that's going to a bank. It's not staying within your family. And so making sure that you control debt is a major point. And a part of that is making sure you have an emergency fund. I recommend having 3 months worth of spending in the bank so that if emergencies come up, you have the money to address them and don't have to resort to taking out a loan. The second thing is to create a financial plan. It can be really sophisticated, like what we do here at Open Air Advisors, where you have 10 or 20 years of detailed cash flow planning, or it could be as simple as doing a budget. Having something on paper is extremely helpful. And lastly is to set financial goals, have some things that you're looking to achieve over the next couple of years, and don't let the pressure of what your neighbors are doing influence you to spend more than you have to. Almost 40% of Americans admit to overspending to impress others. And that's really not going to bring you happiness. Do the things that help you, help your family, and don't worry about what people down the street think.
Yep, good advice there, Ken, with Open Air Advisors. Thank you so much, Ken, for that insight and joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.